sexualize yourself out of the human desire to be loved. And that's why I think this entire like decenter men, get hobbies instead of dating, it's all BS. And it's coming from people who are too embarrassed to admit how lonely they are out of some like shame they feel for perpetual loneliness.
This creator got a lot of pushback and comments saying that she didn't understand what decentering men was really about, but I honestly kind of agree, because I see a lot of videos saying you don't need to date, get a hobby. What I think maybe isn't in this conversation as much as it should be is who your natural support system and network is going to determine how much you're going to desire a romantic relationship. The more friends you have, the more other people you can spend time with and who can take care of you. Not all of us have siblings. Some of us are only children. Some of us grew up in a more isolated area, a more isolated situation. So a lot of times, like, I'll give an example that's actually from my ex. One of my exes, the ex that I dated the longest, really didn't understand the idea of going on dates with people you didn't know very well. And he judged me a lot because he was like, how could you go on dates with people that like you haven't known for years, all this stuff? And I was like, not all of us have 3 siblings, 7 cousins who live in our city, all these different people with cookouts and family gatherings and people who cook and bring family over to enjoy their food. Not all of us have these like, you know, third places in a way ingrained in our life. And so the desire for romantic love is not only going to be idolized from a young age as sort of an escape mechanism, specifically if you grow up as a lonely kid, but in general, we're going to be alone more. And so I think a lot of times the people who say, you don't need romantic love, just get a hobby, like maybe I think sometimes you can either be more of an introvert, the people who say that. Some people want to be more alone. Some people, not me putting out my broken nail, some people have big families. They spend a lot of time with other people. They need more time alone. They don't crave that like extra experience, romantic experience, because they're fucking tired of people. Maybe they're around people all the time. Maybe they have a big family. Maybe they live with several generations. And I don't think that's always accounted for in this conversation about like how people date. Do you know what I'm saying? Like some people are brought up lonelier. Some people have less people around them. Some people have less family. That's also why like don't a lot of the time the people who become really dependent on people have less family. People who can be targeted for certain things are isolated, and it's a form of vulnerability. So, like, not always, obviously, but it can be in its worst. So I think sometimes what this creator was saying, this is like obviously like a tangent, but I think why I understand what this creator is saying is because getting a hobby for all people does not erase that desire or fulfill their life. That being said, the more friends you have and the more community you have, I do think like it fills your time more, it fills your cup more, but not everybody has access to that. And it can take a long time to build that if you're not born with that. And not everybody is going to understand that if they were born with a community around them or a bigger community around them. It could be family, it could be location, there's all these different reasons, right? But anyway.